Welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Chelsea are European champions. They win the Champions League final 1-0 against Manchester City. And who better to speak to than a really passionate, die-hard Chelsea fan? Zayan Babu Khan, how you doing, bro?
I'm ecstatic. I can't believe that. It's like I have no words. I've seen the replays again and again, and it's just amazing. Like with the season we've had, all the ups and downs, and it's like kind of a fairy tale. But you know, I mean, it's huge. Winning the Champions League is pinnacle of club football, right? So I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you've experienced it. United winning it, even though it was ages back, but it's nothing's better than that. No invincibles, nothing, none of that nonsense.
Yeah, and the
Champions
thing
League
is,
is where it's at.
and you've done it twice against teams where you're the underdogs. I think against Bayern in Munich, I think
Yeah,
that was an underdog fairy tale. In this one as well, Manchester City, best team in Europe. I think in this season they had two teams where everyone was struggling with injuries and the tight schedule because of COVID. They had a amazing squad. Chelsea squad, they've invested, no doubt. There's a lot of money in there, but very less experience. They're inexperienced compared to Man City. And from going from number 10 in Premier League in December, Jan to now, your thoughts on Tuchel, first of all, Thomas Tuchel.
so big, big congratulations, to everyone, and huge credit for that has to go to Tuchel. Uh, Early in the season we had a manager with all the players, but he couldn't, mix it up. He couldn't set the team right, and this man came in, 48 hours before a game, and we could see instant results. Even though he didn't win that game against Wolves, he came in and you could see he's trying to do something. Like he had a plan. He wasn't out of his depth or anything. And then it just built on from there. And he broke so many records as well. Once he joined, but I think to realize that Chelsea is a back three team. The players which Chelsea have. Most of them are from Conte and that era, and then Lampard used it well as well. Towards the end of his first season, he realized what potential the team has and what way to set it up. And he I think he's got it spot on, and I think his man management also has to go. It can't go unnoticed because there's so many players who are frozen out of the team, and he brought them in, the likes of Rudiger, Jorginho,
Yeah.
and he made them look better than they ever did in a Chelsea shirt. So huge credit to Thomas Tuchel, and I don't think we would have won without him.
Yeah, 100%. And just thoughts on the game. I think Chelsea set up beautifully. I'm going to get into Manchester City. You let me criticize Pep. That's my speciality. But Chelsea, they started with Werner. Again, there's some issues with his finishing, but I like the way where he was stretching the defenders and it gave Havertz space for that goal as well. And beautiful ball by Mason Mount. But in general, I think Chelsea dominated that first half. Yes, City did have a few chances here and there, but Chelsea had the better chances. And I think that goal was well deserved. And just the way they set up, it wasn't just parking the bus. Yes, in the second half, City attacked more, but I felt that Chelsea were confident on the ball. So Tuchel's got them playing some. I saw some nice drills they were doing yesterday as well during training. So he's got them confident on the ball as well. It's just not counter attack.
Yeah, and you know, I think the first half, there were a few phases in the game where both Chelsea and City had the ball, and but majority of the time it was City. They did carve us open a few times. Perhaps some instances where they could have done better, but then I think Chelsea did better with their chances. Like we had clear openings more than Man City,
Yeah.
rather than just being like it's. I mean, there's a difference between opening up a team and then actually getting a chance, right? Like ball at your feet, chance to shoot, chance to score. So I think Chelsea had more of that, and then I think the time we scored, it was like the 42nd minute or something like that. It was the best time to score in the game because you're going into halftime. You don't know what the other manager, uh, he wouldn't know what to do. Right, Guardiola. Should I change things up now that we have to go move forward now? We don't have a choice. So I think that worked for Chelsea in our favor. And second half, they dominated, but like I feel like there were some instances where uh, City didn't actually do as much with the ball like you would have expected.
Yeah.
They were going long
Yeah.
ball at the end.
Even then, you guys had the most clear-cut chance.
Yeah,
Pulisic could have finished it
Pulisic.
off.
I mean, I was I was celebrating, and then I saw it didn't go in. But regarding the match, I think every single player who started, I think he was amazing. Every player, from the goalkeeper to even Werner, even though he didn't do well with his chances. We all can see that. But as you said, making space, making those runs,
Hmm.
splitting the defense, that's what allowed Havertz to score.
Yeah.
So, and you could see when Pulisic came on in place of Werner, like we weren't doing that. It was all City after that. We couldn't get through them. But Havertz up front, I think that's one of his better games in the Chelsea shirt. He's had a very mixed season. Not bad, but not good either. So every time he had the ball, he was doing something. He held it up well. He was making the right passes, and the midfield defense. I mean, I could speak about every player, but special credit to Rudiger. I think that one block he made against Foden,
Yeah.
that was massive. Other one was James. He kept Sterling quiet all game. I think Sterling was probably their biggest threat. And second half, towards the end, Christensen made like 2-3 unreal interceptions. This is after Thiago Silva went off.
Yeah.
So everyone turned up, and I'm really happy.
For me, the best midfielder in the world, and I think the best defensive midfielder ever to play in the Premier League is N'Golo Kante, and he's proven that today. He's proven that today. Unbelievable. This guy, the way he covers space on the pitch, he doesn't leave an inch of grass. He's always at you, and then he attacks as well. And it just shows the difference between Tuchel and Lampard. I think Lampard just didn't get it right with Kante, and Tuchel knew exactly. He's an experienced manager. He knows exactly that this guy's a world-class player. World Cup, Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, and FA Cup.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I mean,
I think this guy is the best player. Complete. He's the best player in the world right now. I think in terms of midfielder, and I think best DM of all time for me personally.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was so good. I mean,
Unbelievable.
It's like
he's up against the best side in the world. He's up against Man City. He didn't give an inch.
Because City, so many intricate passing. They have so many good individual players, and there were so many of them were so quiet. Like I didn't see De Bruyne until he got injured. I mean,
yeah, exactly, exactly. I was just gonna say that when until he got injured, I didn't see him, and that's because of N'Golo Kante, and that was the midfield battle. And I think he's just.
And also one more thing, Jorginho is like a half man. He's not a player. He's like he gets exposed so easily, and then him actually doing well alongside him and making sure that the space in the middle is not open. It just shows like how amazing this guy is, and his story, Edouard Mendy's story, like they just crazy. Love football more, and Kante, he was like in amateur football and he came up, and I mean his story is just unbelievable, and he deserves it. He deserves everything he's won so far, and hopefully there's more to come.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to talk a bit about Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. I cannot fathom the fact that he didn't start Fernandinho. He had Rodri there as well. You have to play a defensive midfielder in this kind of game. You're coming up against Kante and these guys. Like, I understand you want to attack and everything. They have a lot of attacking content, but you need someone to hold it. How did they concede the goal? I don't think if Fernandinho was there, that wouldn't have happened. Or like, even if it is, he'd come and, track back. Like, that player is so important. And he was man of the match against PSG, man. It's not like I'm just talking about a defensive midfielder. I'm talking about a guy who was man of the match in the semi-final, who got you into the final, and you didn't play him.
And he's so experienced as well,
So experienced, yeah. Okay, fine. He has age on his, he's 35, but he has the legs. He's done it. He did it against Neymar and Mbappe. Like, he could have easily played this game. And this is Pep's problem. He over-attacks in these games. He starts thinking emotionally. He's benched Raheem Sterling in the last 5 Champions League games. He's benched him. And he plays him today in the final. For what?
I mean, look.
I don't understand, man.
Easily predicted Chelsea's lineup. It was pretty much what you would expect. And then Man City, I was surprised when I saw their lineup because, they had Gundogan, who's kind of a attacking center mid, like an 8, a number 8, and he was playing DM.
Pep said in his press conference that he's played DM before. That's a complete crap. Like you said, he's like a number 8. Like he goes forward, he scores those goals.
And see, the thing is, City had so much attacking players, but when you play in a false nine, you would probably want to play in a false nine when the game is open, right? And Chelsea playing with three at the back, you won't have much space. You're gonna get out muscled, you're gonna get out jumped when it comes to crossing and stuff. So look, Guardiola knows better than us. It's a fact. We're just fans just discussing the game, but we've seen what happened, and I think he did overthink it. Uh, I also want to attribute the thing to maybe City thinking that, oh, we are chasing for the treble or a quadruple at one point,
Yeah.
and they won two of them, and I think they knew they were like the bigger team in the game. Like they were the
Yeah.
Premier League champions, runaway champions, League Cup, FA Cup semi-final. They did so well in the knockouts as well. So I think it got to their head, and maybe they celebrate too much. The Premier League, and look, Chelsea
Maybe.
had a point to prove this game because I
There'll be a
think
lot of criticism if they lost this game.
exactly. So the after the City game, we played four times. We only won once. We lost to Arsenal, which was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Lost to Leicester in the final of the FA Cup. We probably should have won that game. We beat them in the next game because Chelsea knew we had to win, and we absolutely messed up against Villa. So I think Chelsea had a lot to prove this game. While City, everyone knows and acknowledges they're one of the best teams in the world, and this season they've been probably the best, to be honest.
No, but that's the thing. Look, Zen, I completely agree with you. He knows better than us. I'm not disagreeing with that. But you've seen managers in the past make mistakes and they get criticized, whether it's Ferguson, whether it's anybody like that, right? Like you have to put your hand up when you made a mistake. And this was a clear mistake. And this is not the first time. Go and
Yeah.
watch his games against Monaco, against Liverpool, against Spurs, against Lyon. What is the common thing? It's a knockout Champions League game. And he's over attacked in each one of them. It's not the first time. So you have to criticize it. I understand he's a world class manager and everything. I have my own personal bias against him. But you have to criticize him in this particular game because it was a tactical error. It wasn't like they were unlucky to hit the post or anything like that. He got the tactics wrong and completely wrong. And you don't expect that from a manager like that who has such a brilliant squad, right? Like, and and each time he's played against opponents who are actually weaker in squad depth on paper, right?
Yeah.
When they beat PSG, credit to him, 100% credit to him. I gave him credit for sure. But in these kind of games, I felt that tactical errors, like if it was just like unlucky or you guys got a penalty here and there, a defensive mistake, then okay, fine. But I just felt that he got it tactically completely wrong, man, today, and it just showed it. You saw Chelsea were in the game straight away.
You could see
Tuchel
had a plan.
Yeah, he had a plan, and I think I don't know if you watched on BT Sports just before the game. Joe Cole said, "I love this Man City lineup." This is what he said. He's a Chelsea fan, and he said, "As a Chelsea fan, I'm saying I love this thing, and I'm sure Tuchel's very excited looking at this City lineup because you're playing into their hands. Chelsea like to absorb the pressure. They're playing five at the back. I think." You're doing exactly what Chelsea want, and from a manager of that status, I don't expect that from him, man. He should be doing way better than that.
I mean, him and Mourinho are still on the same Champions League.
Exactly. I like that. Remember what you told me? If he doesn't, you said this on WhatsApp that if he doesn't win the treble, you're going to be on the overrated board. You're going to tag along. Well, Abu Bakar's in the house, best team in Europe. Hello, congratulations, man. They are the best team in Europe, Chelsea now. Just questions, and of course, you wouldn't have thought that you'd win the Champions League. I wouldn't have thought that. None of us would have thought that Chelsea would win the Champions League at the start of the season, right?
Yeah.
Especially how the season progressed. But now, where do you go? Like, do you see transfers coming in? Do you see Chelsea strengthening? And how will they approach the next season? Because you told me that I'm not looking at trophies. It's going to take time to gel. And I told you at that time that, like if you get an experienced manager, I didn't know it'd be Tuchel. You get an experienced manager, he's going to, he can win you trophies. And he's shown that this year. That's the difference between him and someone like a Lampard. But now where do you go from here?
I think there's still improvements that are necessary. I think challenging in the league has to be the priority. Obviously winning the Champions League is the pinnacle, but there's so many issues in the sense that, look, if you go back to 16-17 season when Conte's first season, right? He mastered the three at the back. Teams couldn't beat us. We were just unbelievable. The next season, he did try to improve the team, and he didn't get the right signings, and teams started figuring Chelsea out. And see, every single team nowadays, especially the big teams or the big leagues rather, They all have analysts. They all have, data to show, oh, this is how you can counter this team. And I think Tuchel is a man who is flexible. He's shown that at Chelsea he's kind of stuck to one formation, but I don't think he is like that. I think we've seen him at PSG switching formations, and ideally for him, he would like to do that, right? And this is not a case where Di Matteo, we're just giving him the contract because he won us the CL. This guy, he's proven that he deserves it. It's not like we had big characters and they made us win it, or luck. You could actually
The biggest difference for me is that what do you call it? The biggest difference for me is that he learns from his mistakes
Yeah.
compared to Pep. He was in the Champions League final last year and he was called
Yeah.
a bottler and everything. And he learned from those mistakes. He had a different squad altogether. I think this was a bit more balanced, but still, it was way more challenging, right? PSG
Yeah.
at least he has someone like Neymar, Mbappe, individual brilliance. Here it was more of a team effort, and I think he's learned from his mistakes. I think that's
Yeah.
one big thing as a manager.
And
what
see,
you want.
he is someone who's determined, right? He's always trying to improve, which is why he's very tactically flexible. And you want to see that because Conte was not, Sarri was not, Lampard
Exactly.
was not, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he would definitely want one striker. Hopefully you can get. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but maybe a Lukaku could be available for maybe 70 odd million. Kane, I think it's a little bit difficult to recruit him.
Yeah.
Because of the
Actually, with the money you spent last season, I don't think you'll be able to afford Kane. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and-
You might know better, but
I mean, look, Chelsea have a bunch of fringe players, and I think Chelsea has become a good self-run club in the sense that we get these loan players out, and it's a business. Football's a
Yeah.
business, and
Yeah.
we can sell all these guys on the fringe. So I could see Zappacosta, Bakayoko, maybe Tomori. Hopefully not, but Tomori.
Yeah.
All these guys, you would get 20 odd million for them, right? And the sponsorship income and the Premier League income, Champions League winning income, you have all these things coming in now. So I wouldn't put two major signings out of the picture. I could see definitely a striker because Giroud is going to leave, Tammy Abraham's going to leave. Werner, we've seen he has amazing attributes, but he's not a finisher.
yeah, something's happened. No, he is a finisher. There's something wrong in Chelsea, like the Morata, Torres, and
Yeah.
now this guy because he scored goals for Leipzig. If you go
Yeah.
and watch his Leipzig games, he scored goals. I don't know what the problem is, but there is a problem. He's missing. Did you see his miss kick today in the beginning in the first 10
yeah.
15
And then the opening, I mean,
Yeah.
I was frustrated, but look, he does a lot for the team, and I give him credit for that. It's not like I hate him and he's like absolutely useless. That's not the
No,
case.
he's not.
But
I also understand
look-
what he does.
but look,
yeah.
I think the fact that he knows he is the number one striker in the team, it's not going to put any pressure on him, right? Because he knows Tuchel is not going to play Giroud. Tuchel is not
Yeah.
going to play Abraham. Same case with Lampard. I think Lampard made the mistake of putting him on the wing and stuff. So, look, I think if he gets a striker, maybe to partner him or put pressure on him, he could, get back to his ways, in terms of scoring. Maybe fans could help him, maybe a good Euros or preseason. There's so many factors, but I think there's the best, still the best to come from Werner, but he needs a striker. We need a striker to push him, and also if he's injured or whatever, the other guy can come in. Maybe two of them, but one striker definitely a priority. I would say a center mid because we don't have goals in our midfield, especially if we change the system. Kante, Kovacic to an extent they can. Jorginho only scores pens, so I mean we need a kind of a goal scoring midfielder. Mount can play there, but he's not as convincing. I think he's better suited to attacking mid. Maybe I would say a defender, but I don't think that's the highest priority. And maybe if Hudson Odoi goes or something like that, I could see us going for a winger. Hopefully
Yeah.
not William, but a winger.
Yeah, for sure. And Zayan, we're now for Pep Guardiola. He's going to get Harry Kane or somebody like that, and then they'll start praising Pep and everything. What do they do? Like, what will Man City do next? They have an amazing squad. Of course, they will come back. I'm sure about that. But I just want to put it in there that the likes he's Pep, yes, he's improved the team, the way they played and everything like that. But there have been issues as well. The way Aguero now is he's out of thing. He's going to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling, everyone said he improved him. Yeah, I feel here and there, but Raheem Sterling is not somebody like I've been more impressed by like a Foden. Like Raheem Sterling has really not impressed me under Pep Guardiola. But where do they go from here? Because yes, he's a good manager. They have an amazing team and everything. But how does he get them back next season? For me, it looks like he will. But what do they do? Do they invest more?
So I just want to take your mind back to last season, where City were playing with strikers. I don't think they used the false nine as much. And this season, he realized the attacking wise. I mean, look, in the final, he did the same thing, but he was always attacking last season. And this season, he realized, you win titles from the back. So he invested in the defense and stuff. But then, look, I think he needs to look at himself, not only the players, in terms of being a little bit more direct sometimes. I think, everyone loves tiki-taka and intricacy and good skills on the ball and stuff. But look, sometimes you just need to be direct, just make that one killer pass. And look, if you have a striker who's a threat, you have another winger coming in, you have so many good players, Mahrez, Foden.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the amount of, attacking talent they have. And they just need a presence. I think striker up front, Harry Kane's very ideal because he could play as a deep line forward.
But then you're talking about like even like somebody like anybody can go and manage that and win the league and stuff with that kind of team. I don't mean like me and you, but like proper managers. Then you don't need a Pep Guardiola for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel like. I understand that. Like I completely understand. There's a beautiful style of football that he plays. The passing, he was talking about it as well. The way they close the gap by having players next to each other, so they do the quick passes and everything, which looks good. But I feel that he needs to be more tactically astute in these situations, and he has the squad, man.
I agree. He has a squad. Maybe there's one piece in the jigsaw that's missing. We thought it's the defense, but clearly not, I guess. But I think, look, if you look back at the past Champions League winners, there are not many which have bought their entire team in terms of every single player is new. I mean, Chelsea have kind of this season, but I'm talking about big money like PSG, Man City, I think there's an expectation that comes. Chelsea, I don't think people had expectations, right? I didn't think we would win. There's no way I thought we would win.
Yeah.
But when you buy all these players, people expect you to win. And that could play on the players' minds. Like, we have to win this. We have to follow our manager. There's so many minute details that go in. And I think that also comes from the manager, motivating, telling the right things to your players, setting the mentality, setting the tactics. So I don't want to be overcritical. He's still a good manager.
You can be, no problem. On this show, you can be, no problem.
Look, he is still an amazing manager, one of the best in this recent era. But he needs to look at himself, and I think he needs to change some things.
You know what I want him to do? I want him to go to Arsenal, limited resources, or Spurs, like that, limited resources, not spend as much. What Klopp did, something like that. Then I'm gonna rate him for sure. I have no doubts.
Look,
I'm not saying he's
do that. Mourinho's going to do that next season.
And Mourinho's done it already. Mourinho's done it, right? And everyone still says like he's bad, whatever. But like Mourinho's done it. Like he's taken the challenge, and Klopp has done as well. For me, Klopp is an amazing manager, and I hate Liverpool, right? But he's an amazing manager. What he did, he took them 7 to first, and I would like to see him do something like that because right now, man, I don't know. I just feel that yes, he is a very good manager, no doubt, because you still have to make a team play. But he's already done things which other managers in the past have done in terms of success. So. Even if he won the Champions League, I would have to admit he's amazing. But at the same time, I would want to see him take a challenge like that. Pep Guardiola, I want to see him take a challenge and see. Then we can start rating him, right? Like properly.
I think we'll see that after he leaves Man City. I could see him maybe go to one more big club. But you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like he's going to maybe have a 10-year career max. More 10 years. He's going to retire from football. I can see that. Because...
a bit of a challenge. I'm not saying like look, Tuchel has money as well. Solskjaer has money. All these guys have money. It's not like I'm saying that he just has money, he's going to win. It's about managing as well. But a bit more of a challenge. He's going to the best club in each
Exactly.
country. Go to like maybe third, fourth, and then see what you can do. Because Tuchel also he took it from 10th to third,
Yeah.
and then won you the Champions League. And you can directly see a difference between him and Lampard. So you can
Yeah.
see the quality of manager.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, I feel like I don't think Pep is the kind of guy to actually downgrade himself. It just doesn't seem that way. He's only managed 3 clubs in his entire career.
Yeah.
Since 2008. He's had
Which
the
is fine. I
exclusive
don't have a
rights.
problem with that. Ferguson only did one, like Aberdeen before that. I have no issues with that. But then he leaves the club when they're a bit on the downslide. He left Barcelona on the downslide, left Bayern, and then he comes to City. City, like they have money, so they're gonna keep pumping in. So they won't really have a down kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Pep Guardiola. But
I
yeah,
think.
I mean,
Yeah. I see. Pep he's a proven winner. I think he will understand. Or I think he could do a Chelsea next season. In terms of forget about the league, forget about the cups. Let's go for the Champions League. Play all the kids every game, and then Champions League just remain 11. You
yeah.
never know. But
And the thing is, look, Champions League, you do need luck. I understand that and everything. Honestly, there was like against Spurs, he was unlucky. There's a couple of times he was unlucky, but there's a lot of times where tactically he got it wrong. And today, I think Chelsea were the better team. Chelsea against Bayern, maybe you were more lucky. That last minute Drogba goal,
Yeah.
and then on penalties,
that was
you
the
could say
proper
that.
fairy tale. That was the
Yeah.
proper fairy tale. Yeah.
You would say that, damn, we just snatched this, right? But here, I don't know how you feel, but I felt that Chelsea deserved to win completely. Like
Look,
I'm not saying
yeah.
that, but yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, we were underdogs, but not as much. It
Not
was
as much, and yeah.
we're still a competitive team.
Last couple of questions: Mason Mount or Phil Foden?
Oh,
What a player! I
I
think
look,
Phil Foden's
this
sensationally talented,
is-
but yeah,
yeah, I'm not going to compare to any specific players, but this reminds me of Ronaldo, Messi. I mean, I'm not saying they're at that level, or
Yeah.
maybe not even. I don't even think they will be. But
but the English media can bring them to that level.
yeah, in terms of technicality and natural ability, Messi is that, and Foden is that. Hard work, perseverance,
yeah,
big games. Mount's proven it. It's Mount. So it's your pick. It's like the English Messi, Ronaldo.
yeah. And I think Mount also a bit older, more mature. So I think you saw that today.
Look, I'm gonna have a bias towards Mount, but I think in the future it's gonna be Phil Foden, 100%.
Yeah.
But right now it's Mason Mount. I mean, he has been our player of the season. Even when we were in a sticky patch, he was our best player.
Yeah.
When Tuchel came in, he became our best player.
Yeah.
He proved himself under Newman, improved himself more, and everything goes through him in attack.
Yeah.
It's not Havertz, it's not
Unbelievable, man.
Ziyech, Pulisic, it's not Werner.
What a pass, huh? Today.
Yeah,
What a pass.
I mean, it's not just the pass,
Yeah.
His off the ball work, how he
Unbelievable.
draws in defenders and makes the right pass. It's Mason Mount. So he is something special as well. And it's he was in the academy, and Chelsea at one point we had no academy players except for John Terry and Ryan Bertrand. He started in the final of the Champions League 2012.
Yeah.
But we have so many youngsters. Christensen, Mount, James, Abraham, Hudson-Odoi. I might miss someone. Gilmore. All these guys, Chelsea youth, Chelsea born and bred, and this is actually very satisfying. We have our big signings, but these guys are such a big core of our team that makes it
100%.
special. And look, coming back to your question, I would say right now it's Mount. Also
can change,
because of Chelsea, but I mean, sorry, I went off topic with the Chelsea
No worries,
stuff, but look, this is just surreal, what
Yeah,
Chelsea have
100%.
done today.
100%, man. No, unbelievable. It's a great achievement winning the Champions League. The way they did it, very clinical, and congratulations to you and all the Chelsea fans. Any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts? I just want everyone to realize the journey since last season.
Yeah.
We came in, transfer ban, Hazard left, young inexperienced manager, brought in all the youth guys. They had so many ups and downs, so much inconsistency. Okay, new season starts, getting the big names, but guess what? Big names don't perform. These youngsters step up.
Yeah.
And in a rough patch, our manager goes, our legend, Frank Lampard. new guy comes in, and they still remain a big part of his team. It's not because, oh, these guys are English, we're gonna play them. It's because these guys have proven themselves that they can be a Chelsea first teamer. They can be in the Premier League, Champions League, winning teams. I mean, they
Yeah.
haven't won the Premier League, but they can win games in these competitions, being the main player. So it's a different era. It's a new era for Chelsea, and they're still young. To think about it, these guys, Chilwell, Havertz, all the new guys as well. They're all 23 and younger, 24 and younger.
Yeah.
They can only get better, and I really hope in the long run the hunger doesn't go away. Because you've won the best trophy, that doesn't mean you slack off. Hopefully, you
Yeah.
can get the Premier League.
Absolutely.
Make a dynasty. Because Liverpool, everyone thought last season, oh, they won the Premier League. They're such a good team. Before the season before, you won the Champions League. Oh, this is one of the best teams of all time. We know some fans have said that,
Yeah.
but look, this era of football, of the intensity and the unpredictability, to be one of the best teams in that generation will be something special. So these guys need to collect themselves, improve themselves. Whoever new comes in, you push yourself to keep them out of the team, whatever it takes. So I think they've shown today they have perseverance, determination to improve.
100%.
They have professionalism, and hopefully we'll see that in the long term as well. So I mean, as of right now, they can go enjoy themselves. We can enjoy ourselves till Euro start in a few weeks, and I can sleep finally because I think
Yeah,
it's
for
finally settled.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think you should celebrate, enjoy it. Last few, I mean, the next few days, just boast as much as you want, banter as much as you want, because, like you said, it's we live in a harsh world. After a few months, people will forget about it. You lose a couple of games
Yeah,
here and there, and then the banter
yeah,
starts. But you just beat the best team in Europe.
yeah,
I think on paper, one of the best squads, not of all time, but one of the best squads that in recent times that I can think of, and
yeah,
one of the best managers. And yeah, I think unbelievable to Chelsea and their fans, their manager, their players, brilliant,
yeah.
and you should celebrate
No
that
one
and hope.
expected it start of the season. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
nobody expected it. I was
Especially in
bantering.
January. Oh my god.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah,
I
it's
thought
been
we
in,
beat Arsenal. It was.
it's been incredible, and that's why all Man United fans discuss about it. That's the reason. Like for me, like I have no issues with the person, but when you have an experienced manager, it makes a big difference. And today, Tuchel has shown that you need
Yeah,
to have a bit of experience. Yeah, okay, Di Matteo, you can have the odd Di Matteo here and there, but once you have an experienced manager, you can win games and you can win them
yeah,
convincingly. And he's shown that against Real Madrid, against Man City. But
yeah. Look, and one more thing I want to add about Tuchel. Uh, he mostly has a similar plan to every game, but I hope, like we saw the last few games before the final, he was doing these he was doing these changes which didn't really make sense. Like
yeah,
Reece James playing center back. Aspi can't really run, plays as a right wing back. I don't know. I mean, this is just one, and then some of the changes in the FA Cup final. Some team selection issues. See, every manager makes mistakes, but I hope in the long run he doesn't do these things, and if he can maintain this kind of level, we can go far. And for next season, I hope uh, Premier League. I think now it's up to us to challenge,
yeah,
not fall off. Champions League, everyone would like to beat us. I don't think it's realistic to think we're gonna win it again next year
yeah,
because we're gonna have more competitions, right? The League Cup,
for sure.
I'm sorry, not League Cup, but the Club World Cup,
Yeah,
which we've never won before. Actually, shame. That's a shame. Hopefully, we can win this one now. Super Cup, we won it 3 times. We lost every single time. So I want to see us lift to Super Cup. I mean, Villarreal. Hopefully, it's not too bad.
don't talk about the
And
Villarreal and these
I
guys.
don't want to go to the FA Cup final to lose again. So
Yeah,
make your mind up for that, and
yeah, for sure.
at least be competitive and win at least a couple of trophies for me. Not the Community Shield and we got the double over Liverpool. Some crap like that. I don't want that stuff. I don't want
I'll take that these days as a United fan. But yeah, it's good that you have the aspirations, and it's really good that you're thinking like that. And but I think just enjoy the night, man. Like have a lot of fun. Enjoy the next few days until the Euros, and
sure.
just keep celebrating. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's very late over there, but Chelsea fans have been celebrating all over the world late into the night, and rightly so. I'll catch you soon.
And you're celebrating as well, right? Man City didn't win, Guardiola didn't win, so.
Yeah, I'm really annoying and irritating like that. I'm celebrating as well. Very shameless. My team just lost in the Europa League final, and I'm celebrating Guardiola now winning the cup. But it's football. That's the best thing about football. You know, tomorrow's a new day. I recovered from that loss very quickly today, and I really enjoyed that.
You forget so soon, exactly.
You forget so soon. That's the beauty of football. Next week,
kind of thing you don't forget. Champions League is you don't forget that.
Yeah, I guess especially when you're on the winning side of things, you don't really forget it, and you'll always remember this. And I really enjoyed the game. I felt it was very end to end. I know it was just 1-0, but I think both teams had their chances, and it was a really good game to watch as a neutral. More goals would have been more fun, but I'm happy with the result, so that's fine. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, man. Zayan, take care. Have a good night. I'll catch you soon.
For sure. Take care.
Take care.